Dear students, today I am going to explain lesson 2 of class 7 honeycomb and second part. In previous video I have explained first part. Now I am going to explain second part. Mridu crept up to the window. Lali was sitting a little distance away, awkwardly holding her violin and bowstring, her elbows jutting out and her eyes gazed with concentration. Meaning, Mridu was just sitting with the window and Lali was sitting with little distance from there, and she was showing herself with the violin, and also her elbow was jutting out and her eyes was gazed with concentration. It means she was showing herself like this, that she is making concentration with that music. In front of her, with the most of his back, the window, was the bony figure of music master. He had mostly bald head with a fringe of oiled black hair falling around his ears and an old-fashioned tuft. A gold chain gleamed around his leathery neck and a diamond ring glittered on his hand as it glided up and down stem of violin. A large foot stuck out from beneath his gold bordered vesti is, and he was beating time on the floor with the scarny big toe. Meaning, in front of her, her teacher was sitting with bony figure. Bony figure means he was very thin, and it seemed that he has not taken the food for a long time. He had mostly bald head, meaning he had not so much hair on his head. His head was bald and oiled black hair falling around his ears around an old fashioned, meaning he was holding an old fashioned bag, old fashioned person, and he had wear a diamond ring on his hand. You will surprise, diamond ring. Diamond ring is a comment, meaning that was not a diamond ring, that is only for comment, because he was so poor that he was unable to purchase a good cloth, good fooding. Then how can he purchase a diamond ring? Meaning there was a ring, iron ring may be there, and it was gliding, it was moving up and down on the violin, and there was a large foot stuck from beneath his gold bordered vesti. Vesti means dhoti, vesti jo called dhoti, and it was beating time floor on the scarmy big toe. He played a few notes. Lali stumbled behind him on her violin, which looked quite helpless and unhappy. Meaning the music teacher explained some lessons of violin, but that girl was feeling unhappy because it was out of understanding of her. What a difference! The music master's notes seemed to float up and settle perfectly into the invisible track of the melody. It was like the wheels of train fitting smoothly into the rails of and whizzing along. Ravi said. Mridu stared at the huge, bee-ringed hand moving effortlessly up the violin stem, making lovely music. Meaning that music teacher was trying to explain her, but she was not taking interest. She was doing like a careless person, and it seemed that she was not taking interest also. Squeak, there is Lali derailing again. Lali again derailed there. Amma came in wail from gate. Amma, oh Amma. Amma wail matlab wearing her face. Ravi, send that beggar away, cried his mother. Mother cried, send him away, Ravi, from back veranda where she was chatting. Meaning a beggar has come and Amma was furious on him and she told Ravi to make them away from here. He has been coming here every day for past week and trying to find another house to beg him. Pati explained to Tapi. Pati explained Tapi that beggar is habited. Beggar is accustomed. Beggar is coming daily and this is not good for him. It is time for another home. Another house go and take from there something. Mridu and Meena followed Ravi out and beggar was already in the garden making himself quite at home. He had spread his upper cloth under the neem tree and was leaning against its trunk, apparently prepared to take a little snooze while he waited for the arms to appear. Go away, said Ravi sternly. My Pati says it time found another house to the beg from. Pati explained again. Said to beggar, please go another home. It's not time. And beggar was sitting comfortably, spreading his upper cloth on the neem tree, and he was waiting for the alms. Alms mean beg, giving something. The beggar opened his eyes very wide and gazed to each of the children one by one. The ladies of this house, he said at last, in the voice of choked with the feeling, are very kind souls. I have kept my body and soul together on their generosity for a whole week. I can't believe that they would turn me away. He raised his voice. Animal. Amma, oh, said his wail might be, but it certainly was not feeble. It began in a deep, strong rumble somewhere in his withered belly and came booming out his mouth with few remaining teeth stained brown with battle chewing. When Ravi told that Amma is saying to go another home, the beggar opened his eyes widely because it was too hot and it was impossible to go outside for him because sun was shining brightly. So he made a smooth word that ladies of this house is so kindful, so piteous that they will never send me with empty hand. Kind souls, they are kind souls. And he raised his voice. He again called, Amma, said his wail might be, but rumble with withered belly. And in calling Amma, his belly come out and he made a sound from his mouth. And when he made the sound from the mouth, some teeth looked outside which were showing that he has taken battle for some days. Ravi, tell him there is nothing left in the kitchen, called Rukumani. Rukumani again called Ravi. Ravi, tell him there is nothing in the house and he is not come again. Tell him. She sounded fed up. He shouted, calling Ravi, said that beggar, please go another. There is nothing in the home which may be given to him. So, and one warning for him that he will never come again. I don't want to see him again. Ravi did not have to repeat it all. The beggar, what mother said, it had been easy for them to hear, and under neem tree the beggar sat up and sighed. And this was need not to repeat the Ravi because beggar has already listened that voice because Amma told very loudly. I shall go, said the weary, only let me have a rest here under this tree. The sun is so hot and tar is melted on the road. My feet are already blistered. The beggar listened and said, I will go. Don't worry, I will go. But the sun is too hot and you are looking that tar. Tar mean the first top layer of the road which look black. That is called tar. And he requested that my feet is already blistered. It has been completely burned with the sun. So please don't disturb me. I will go. He stretched out his feet so large, pink peeling blisters soles of the bare feet, and he showed Ravi. He showed his feet to Ravi. It was really painful. I suppose he does not have the money to buy chappals. Mridu whispered to Meena, Ravi, you have got an old pair in house somewhere. Now children, just think about the thinking of the children, what they are thinking. He thought that perhaps he has not money to purchase the slipper, so they began to search whether it may be available somewhere. And someone is asking that, Meena, Ravi, have you got any old pair of slipper? I don't know, said Ravi. Mine are too small for fit. What a feeling of that boy. That one is saying it is matter of sad that my slipper is so small and it will be not fit for him. So how can I give? But this is very sad for me that I am unable to give him. The beggar was shaking out his upper cloth and tightening his dhoti. He raised his eyes in the looked fearfully at the road gleaming in the afternoon. Beggar was fearing with the sun because it was too hot and there was no slipper in his feet. Anyway, he tightened his dhoti and was ready to go. He needs sometimes something unfit, Meena said, her eyes filling. Meena was really a conscious girl. She is saying that really he needs a slipper for his feet. Shh, he said, meaning keep silence. Keep silence, said Ravi. I am thinking about it. Blubbering, it is not fair, it is not fair, it is not going to help. In 2 minutes he will be frying his feet on that road, and what he needs is pair of chappals. So where do we get time? Come, let's search in the house. He pushed Mridu and Meena into the house, and now both student Mridu and Meena began to search slippers for that beggar. They were feeling about the feelings of that beggar. Just as she stepped into the veranda, Mridu's eyes fell on that old-looking slip chappals she had noticed when she arrived. Ravi, she whispered him, whose are those? When they were about to enter the veranda, they saw that there is a pair of slippers, old-looking model, and it was looking so dirty. Ravi asked, whose slipper is this? Ravi turned and glanced at shabby-looking and sturdy old slippers. He beamed and nodded. When he saw that slipper, though they were dirty looking, but that slippers were sturdy, strong. So Ravi beamed me smiled. Ravi smiled and nodded. These are just right size. This one is best for that beggar. And Meena followed him nervously back into the garden. And taking the slipper, Ravi and Meena went into the garden. Here Ravi Baker daubing slipper in front of the old man. When Ravi came to beggar, he dropped the slipper before old man. Wear these, don't come back. Beggar stared at the slipper, hurriedly flung the towel on shoulder, pushed the feet into them and left, muttering a blessing of children. In a minute he had vanished corner of the street. Now happiness was for beggar, and beggar, being happy, went hurriedly from his home, blessing so much to that children, and in a minute he was vanished. He was disappeared. The music master came out to the house, and now music master when came out from the house, took an appreciative look at the three of them sitting quietly under the tree playing marbles. Then he searched for his chappals in the veranda where he had put. And when music master came out from the house, and he was seeking the pair of that slipper, but that was disappeared. You know where that slippers, that chappal has were gone. Lali, he called after a few moments. Hurriedly came him. Have you seen my chappal, my dear? I remember having. I kept him. He asked Lali, have you seen my chappal? But she was nervous. She was unable to reply. She did not know. Ravi, Mridu and Meena silently watched Lali and music master searched every corner of veranda. He screwed around looking over the railing and crouching near the flower pots and looked between them. Brand new they were. I went all way the Mount Road to buy them. He went on saying they cost a whole month's fee. Do you know? Now, music teacher is explaining about his chappals that this was so costly for him that whole month's fee were about to pay for that slipper, and it was too strong, and he had just purchased from mountain road. Soon Lali went in tell to her mother, and Lali went to tell her mother. Rukumani appeared. Rukumani appeared looking harassed, with Pati following her. Where could they be? It is really quite upsetting to think someone have stolen them. So many vendors came to the door and worried. And now Rukumani is expecting perhaps so many vendors, so many hawkers always come in the house. Perhaps they have stolen. Rukumani caught sight Ravi, Mridu and Meena sitting under the tree. Have you children? She began. Then seeing they were curiously quiet went on more slowly. Seen anyone lurking around the veranda? A sharp V-shaped line had formed between her eyebrow and the straight, tighter one appeared in the place of her usually soft, pleasant mouth. Rukumani was angry, thought Mridu with silver shiver. She would not be upset if she knew about the poor beggar with sores on his foot. She tried to tell herself. Now Rukumani became so angry, and she asked with them. They were so much confused. What should we reply there? But this is the students. Students, this is the best quality of that boys. What they reply, just you will study downstairs. Taking a deep breath, she cried, Rukumani, there was a beggar here. Poor thing, he had such boils on his feet. So, said Rukumani, grimly turning to the Ravi, you gave the music master's chappals that old beggar who turns up here. Children, these days groaned Pati spoke. Children, these days, Amma, did not you tell me about Kurd who gave away everything he had? Now they are giving the example. Amma, have you not told me that about Kurd who has given all the everything, even gold earring, was kind and generous? Silly, snapped Rukumani. Kurd did not give away other people's things, he only gave away his own. And Rukumani replied, you are foolish. Kurd did not give other things, he always gave his own thing. But my chappals would not have fitted the beggar's feet. Ravi rushed brusquely on. And Amma, if they did fit, would you really not have minded? And this is really a sympathetic word of Ravi, that he is saying that my slipper is not fit for him, and if that were fitted, can you give that? Ravi, said Rukumani, very angry now, go inside this minute. And Rukumani got very angry and ordered Ravi to get inside. She hurried indoors and brought the Gopu Mama's hardly own new chappals, and she get inside and brought Gopu Mama's new slipper. These should fit you, sir. Said this will be better for you. Please put these on. Wear it. I am so sorry. Said sorry. And my son has been very naughty. The music master's eyes lit up. He put them on, trying not to look too happy. Well, I suppose these will have. Now, music master is nothing, saying nothing, and he is feeling neither happy nor upset. So, these days children have no respect for elders. What to do? A Hanuman incarnate only Ram can save. Such a naughty fellow. Rukumani's eyes flashed. She did not seem to like Ravi being called monkey, even a holy monkey. She stood stiff and stood by the front door. It was clear she wanted him to leave quickly. Now she was ready to leave quickly because she was not liking this kind of behavior, that Ravi should be compared with a monkey, that is a holy monkey. That was not good for him. When he had clattered off in his new chappals, he said, Mridu, come in and have some tiffin. Honestly, how do you children think of such thing? Thank God of Gopu Mama does not wear his chappals to work. As she walked towards the kitchen with Mridu and Meena, she suddenly began to laugh. But he is always in such a hurry to throw off his shoes and socks and get into his chappals. So as soon as he comes home, what is your mama going to say this evening when I tell him I gave his chappals to the music master? Dear students, overall, now they were feeling also a pride for Mridu and Meena, who were so kind, generous for that people, and everyone is thinking what should be given to Gopu Mama, whose chappal has been given to music teacher, but they are not worrying, they are not thinking about that thing. If they will, he will ask, he will given a new slipper. So really, it was a story of sympathetic story, and you should also feel the feeling of another person. What is need for him? How can you help him? This will be lead you in a good and mannerful life in your coming days. So, dear student, be generous, be kind, and be honest for your life. Thank you. Last, I want to say, if you are looking my video, then please like it, share it, and subscribe my channel, so that whatever I am uploading here you can get easily. Thank you.